Well, damn. Okay, I think I'm good. Hello everyone, my name is Andrew. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today I'm going to be doing my little wrap up of what I've read in the month of June, which isn't a lot, by the way. Keep that in mind. But I'm also going to be going through the books I want to read this summer. Books that I'm the most excited to read this summer. These books aren't necessarily all the books I want to read this summer, but these books are mainly the ones I'm the most excited for. So that's why I just wanted to list them here. So that way y'all can see what I'm in the mood for, what I'm craving, what I need in my system. But let's go over the books I read first. You've seen the 3 books that I read in my last video. I'm not going to go too in-depth with them, do a basic little recap. So the first book I read in the month of June was The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I gave this one 5 stars. So much fun. Really excited to continue with the series. And yeah, I really love this book. The second book I read in the month of June was How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly. This is a dark fantasy romance. I gave this one 3.5 stars. The beginning was not my favorite. It was a little hard to get through, but once you do, it's very fun, very entertaining, and just an overall fun time. So 3.5. The third book I read in the month of June was Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I really like this book. I think it's really cute, really fun. I gave this one 4 stars. Not the best cabaret romance I've read, but it's definitely such a fun time and I think it's worth giving it a shot just to see what it's all about. I do want to read the second book, but I'm not in a rush to read it. I will get it eventually. This next book is technically the last full book that I read in the month of June. I started a book like June 29th, but I still haven't finished it. It's July 2nd. So Inmate by Frida McFadden. I like the book. I think it's fun and entertaining. The ending got me. I was like, what the hell just happened? But the main character, Brooke, I think is her name, she kind of got on my nerves. Her inner monologue just went back and forth a lot. Like, I think this person didn't know, wait, what happened here? I don't remember. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was starting to get annoying where I felt like it was getting repetitive. But the writing is still really fun and smooth. It has that Frida McFadden style where you just can go through it just like that. Really fun, entertaining book. But I don't think it's her best book, considering this is just my second book I've read by her, by the way. I do want to read more by her. I think she has such a fun writing style and it goes by really quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one, I gave this one 3.5 stars, I believe. Yeah, so this one is fun, but it's not like the best thriller I've ever read or even like the best Frida McFadden book. It's fun though. I did enjoy it. The ending was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, the last like little chapter, I think. So if you haven't read the book, I'm not gonna say it, but if you have, you get it, right? Like, you understand. Good. Yeah, that shit was intense. So those are all the books that I read in June. The book I'm currently reading right now is Guild by Raven Kennedy. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Only have like 100 and something pages left, so I'm for sure gonna finish it today. I'm gonna go through my stack of books. I have 2 little stacks. And just tell you what I'm excited to read this summer. I'm really excited about these. Some more than others, but I just really want to get through these books this summer. I have to. The first book in my summer TBR is Red in Rome by Sarah Adams. I'm pretty sure I added this to my summer TBR last year, but I want to get to it this year. Never read a Sarah Adams book. This would be my first by her, and I'm really excited to go through it and just like experience her writing. I hear she makes a closed door romance, meaning it doesn't show a lot of spice. It doesn't show any spice, I meant. So I'm very excited by that. I've also heard it's kind of cheesy and a bit cringy with the writing, but I'm a sucker for the cringe. I'm sorry. If it's cute, I'm gonna dig it. It's gonna be for me. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. If you don't know what this one's about, it follows this girl named Amelia Rose, who is a pop star, and she ends up stranded in the city of Rome, Kentucky. I'm really excited. The pop star element reminds me of Hannah Montana, so that's kind of like the main reason why I wanted to read it. I don't know. My weird brain just wanted to do that. So very excited for this one. Like, really excited. I think this might be the book I pick up next. That's how excited I am for it. So the next book on my summer TBR is, I don't know why I glitched. The next book on my summer TBR is The Bump by Sydney Carter. If you don't know me, hi, Nice to have you here. Last year, I read this book called Best Men by the same author, and I became obsessed with it. I gave that one 5 stars, so I'm really excited about this one. This involves this couple who are gonna have a baby eventually through surrogacy. So they decided to take a trip because they need to go from New York to California for the birth of the baby. They decided to go on this road trip so as a last hurrah and like basically reconcile a couple things in their relationship because it hasn't been 100%. So I'm feeling this might pull on the heartstrings a bit. It's also a comedy, so I'm really excited about it. I really enjoyed the first one. Even though like the Goodreads ratings is like average out of 3 stars, I personally thought it was a 5 stars. I was obsessed with it and I couldn't put it down. But I'm really excited by this one. Hopefully I don't get my hopes up too much because I would be very sad if I don't really like it. So hope I like it. The next book I'm really excited to read this summer, or like within the coming weeks if I can. It's Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a second book in the Natural series. I just really want to get through it. I loved the first one, so I'm really excited to dive in. I'm really excited to see what happens to our characters. I'm really excited. This is gonna be fun. Fun time, like the first one. I hope so. Okay, so the next one is another romance moment, another rom-com, because that's pretty much all I read. That's in fantasy, pretty much. But this next one is by one of my favorite authors. It's Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I barely picked up this book like legit like a week ago, so I'm really excited to read this. It's about Wedding Crashers, first of all. Fun. That's such a fun concept. I love Lynn Painter. I think she makes really fun books, like really enjoyable, fast-paced reads. I loved Better Than the Movies. It's legit one of my favorite YA romances ever. The Do-Over I enjoyed, but it wasn't my favorite. So I never read an adult romance by her, so I really do hope that I enjoy it. So this is another romance book. 2015 is when this book was self-published originally, I believe. It's 2024. So it's been out for quite a while, but I've never read a single book by this author or in this series. Now you might be thinking, Who is this miraculous author you keep on talking about? It's Elle Kennedy, The Deal. I'm excited for it. I really think it's going to be fun. I don't think it's going to be like the best piece of literature ever written. I'm just excited for it. This is the republished version, like with new covers and everything. I personally enjoy this cover a lot more than the other ones, like with the actual girls on the cover. I just really like this cover, and then the sprayed edges are cute too. It's a nice little touch to the book. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so these next 2 books are a part of the same series by the same author. So I already read one of the books out of order, by the way, because these are interconnected standalone. So you don't have to read them in order, but I didn't know that once I read the second one. So this author has captivated my world. I really enjoyed the last book I read by them. And by last book, I mean the first and only one that I read by them so far. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. And I'm talking about Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I freaking love that book. It's one of my favorite romances ever. So I'm really excited to read Part of Your World. And just for the summer. I'm really excited, you guys. Like, you have no idea. I really loved just like the writing that Abby Jimenez has. I think she writes very entertaining characters with fun dialogue and funny situations. I just think it's a fun, great time, and yeah, I'm really, really excited. So this next book is another... Which ones aren't romance? I think all of them are romance, pretty much, except the Naturals. Yeah, pretty much all romance. This next book is what I'm very excited for. It's by one of my favorite authors, like, ever. And I've only read one book by them, but that book was so good that I had to buy pretty much her entire catalog of books. But I still haven't read another one. I don't know why. Because the first book I read by her, and by first I mean the only one, was Beach Read. If you don't know, Beach Read by Emily Henry is one of my favorite books ever. I think I gave that one 5 stars too. I don't know why I haven't read any of her other books, but I'm gonna try to read this one this summer. And it's Happy Place. I'm really excited about this one. I've heard nothing but great things about this one. I've heard this one's also a bit more emotional. Yay, I think. I mean, I love emotional books. I think books that make you think and feel things are always important. But sometimes I just want a cheesy rom-com that doesn't make me feel anything except happy. I really do hope I enjoy this one as much as I enjoyed Beach Read, or even just like a sliver of that joy comes to me because I love Beach Read. I think it's one of my favorite books ever. I'm really excited for this one. I'm gonna be saying that for all these books, aren't I? I should probably control myself with that just a bit. So these next two books are by the same author, but they are not part of the same series. Both of these books are by Elsie Silver. We're gonna be getting a little bit cowboy or country. The first one is Wild Love, the first book in the Rose Hill series. Powerless, the third book in the Chestnut Spring series. I love Flawless. I loved Heartless. I think Heartless has been my favorite of the two. So I'm really excited about this one, but it doesn't really follow the brothers per se of this family. It follows the best friend who's been like basically like the adoptive sibling in the family. I'm so excited for it, but I don't know how excited I am. Jasper hasn't really been an interesting character to me like that. He hasn't stood out from the other two books like as much as the other siblings have. But regardless, I'm really just excited to go back into Elsie Silver's world. This one, Wild Love, this is the first book in the series. I don't really know much. I just saw Elsie Silver was coming out with a new release and I had to get it. I've had it on my shelf since day one. I don't really want to read the back either. Like, I've been glancing at it, but I think all I know about this book is that it follows a billionaire and he gets like a surprise daughter, basically. I've heard nothing but great things about this one. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. This next book is a sequel from a book that I read earlier. Was it this year? No, it was like last year, I think. Regardless, it's a book that I'm excited to read. Past Present Future by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive hardcover, so look at the sprayed edges. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the Space Needle from in Seattle. I just think that's such a cool touch. I really enjoyed the first book. If you don't know what the first book is, well, it's basically these two high school seniors who were competing for everything, valedictorian, trying to see who would be the better student. And it follows Rowan and Neil. Rowan loses valedictorian to Neil, so she's a little upset about that. So she tries to win the game of assassin. Every senior class plays that the last day of school, so they were doing that. So she's really trying to win, but then she ends up teaming up with Neil so that way, you know, they have a better chance of winning. It takes place all in 24 hours, so we don't really see the relationship go further than what it did in that book. So I'm really excited for this one. This one takes place while doing college, I believe. This one's gonna be fun. I was pleasantly surprised by the first book. I didn't think I was gonna like it too much, but as I got further into the book, I was like, whoa, this one's actually pretty good. This is YA, so it's gonna be quick to get through. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So this next book is a book that's been out for a little bit now. It's been very popular, I would say. By very, I mean very popular in the romantasy realm. And that is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Lauren Roberts. Sorry, I cannot speak. So not to be confused with the one by Elsie Silver, this is the romantasy one. Yes, this book has been out for a while. I also want to include Powerful, which is the novella that happens after this, that takes place at the same time, actually. Concurrent timeline. And the next one, Reckless, which is out today as I speak. I'm not gonna pick it up in store though because I'm freaking broke, so I'm gonna order it once I get paid. Woo! Regardless, I want to include this one, Powerful, and Reckless to my Silver TBR. I'm going for it. I think I can get to it. Powerful is a short novella, so I can read that really quickly. Powerless, it's not super long per se, but it's not short either. I think it's like 500 pages. I'm excited to get through it. I heard the romance is very good. The fantasy, not so much, but you know, I'm a sucker for the romance anyways, so that's what I want. I want romance. I want the drama. I want the tension, and it's enemies to lovers, so I'm sold. So we made it to the last two books. These are by the same author as well, and they're both first in the series. The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. Why do I keep on saying Lowen? It's Lauren. And Love Redesigned by the same author. I'm not going to repeat it because I don't want to make the mistake again. I've had this one on my Silver TBR last year, I believe, too, but I think I can get to it this year. If you don't know what this is the first book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. I've heard this one's a bit cringy because it's like Disney adult vibes, which, like, I love Disneyland as much as the next guy, but I am not a Disney adult like that. I love the movies, I love the franchises that they have, but I don't make it my personality. But I'm so excited for this. I love the vibes that I'm gonna get from this. And this one, Love Redesigned, is the first in the Lakefront Billionaire series. The second one just came out, I think, like a couple weeks ago, I might get that one too. But I'm not going to include it on my summer TBR if I haven't read a single book by this author. But I'm really excited for this one. This one just sounds like a lot of fun. It follows Julian and Dahlia. Classic enemies to lovers, classic money drama. It follows Julian, who is a home renovator, and Dahlia, who is an interior designer. So they come together, they realize there's been lingering emotions and attractions, so they try their best to avoid it. Of course, it doesn't always work that way. It just follows their romance and the tension that they have. So I'm really excited about this one. This one's a chunky boy though. This one is over 500 pages. This would definitely be, I think, the longest book on my summer TBR. Maybe it will be best to have longer books on my TBR. It won't make me go into a slump at all. Alright, and that's it. That's my summer TBR and June wrap up all in one. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had a good time with me. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And let me know what books you are excited to read this summer. Let me know how you're feeling. How's your reading goals? Have you been reading? If you haven't, which I haven't really been reading either, but here I am. It's okay. Life happens, okay? So don't feel bad if you read like 5 pages. I legit only read like 30 pages last night and I felt okay. I felt satisfied. If I'm gonna keep on making YouTube videos about books, I should probably read faster. Regardless, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If there's any other books you want to recommend me, make sure to leave them down in the comments or let me know what books you're planning to read this summer. And if you guys have read any of these books, let me know your thoughts. I'm excited. Bye guys.